So welcome everybody, this is Bryce Root and I am very fortunate to be sitting here with Eric Mindell. He is with Kearns Fine Jewelry here in Burlingame, California. And correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but you've been in business here at Kearns since 1944.
That's exactly right, yeah.
7 decades. That speaks a ton.
So the Kearns started the store, obviously, and then my dad and my grandfather bought it from them in 1972.
Wow.
And we've been running it ever since.
Excellent. Now, with that being said, you're a highly successful business here in Burlingame, California, and I've seen some of your marketing through the years. I remember you've advertised on the 49ers radio station. I think it was KNBR at the time. You've done some amazingly kind of luxurious, very nice catalogs that go out. You've done a variety of marketing through the years. So I really want to cover today maybe your top 3 things that, from a customer experience perspective or a marketing perspective, the top 3 things that really work for you as a business to keep customers walking through the door, keeping them loyal.
Well, Bryce, I think those things all kind of work together hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the first, you mentioned the customer service along with marketing. So I guess first and foremost, you never have a second chance to make a first impression, and that first impression is everything. So from the minute that somebody calls Kearns with a question about a repair or do we carry certain merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
The tone on the phone, the welcoming voice, come on in. I mean, treat these people like you want them to come to your home.
Well, I called the other day just to schedule this time with you, and I was thoroughly impressed with the woman who answered the phone. You don't get that very often in this day and age.
Yeah, it's tough, but you have to train. You have to train for it,
Yeah.
And it doesn't just happen. But on that, good old-fashioned customer service is still number one, especially in a business environment where the retail environment is shrinking due to the internet.
Yeah.
So the only way that we can compete is by, killing our clients with kindness, bending over backwards, giving the best available service possible, giving the best pricing available, and just, becoming their one-stop shop and somewhere they trust and somewhere, they want to bring their friends, somewhere where they feel special. When someone feels special, they love to bring their friends in. I mean, just if someone goes to a restaurant and the maitre d' makes a big to-do about them, they want to bring their friends and kind of...
Very true.
Not show off, but they're proud. They're proud.
Do you have some maybe best practices within your training of your employees to kind of make sure that that experience is consistent each and every time?
We used to have meetings every Saturday with our staff. And about 2 years ago, we started doing it daily.
Wow.
In fact, we call it the daily dish. So
Nice.
For about 15 minutes every morning around, we open at 9:30, so around 9:15, we page the entire store and everyone meets and we do our daily dish. And it covers everything from, usually 1 or 2 different types of training, quick, maybe it's how to set a GMT master on a Rolex, or how to answer the phone, or new product that's coming in. Then we discuss appointments for the day. We need to keep the floor staff, but we also need to keep the production in the back moving. A lot of different moving parts. So it's really helped out and made things run much smoother.
Excellent. Now, what would you say, I know some of the topics you wanted to cover today kind of go hand in hand. What would be your kind of second category or second tip?
I mean, keeping it kind of grassroots, no pun intended with Bryce Roots.
Love it.
Just, getting, and again, you never have a second chance to make a first impression, but why should somebody walk into Kearns and trust me? They may be buying something for, $200, or they may be looking at something for $500,000. And I'm just the schmuck behind the counter, and, why should this person trust me or anybody else here? So, by being involved in the community, which, whether it's different charities, and locally we have, Family Service Agency, we have PARCA, we have all the different schools, whether they're private schools, public schools. We have, people belong to country clubs or tennis clubs or whatever their interests are, book clubs, mothers clubs. People go to the gym. There's a different group at every gym. But just getting out into society and making friends is probably one of the greatest assets, especially in a high-end luxury business, because you really need people's trust. And when you meet them outside of the store and, you share a meal together, you have a drink together, whatever you do, when they come back, when they walk into Kearns because they want or need something, 80% of the battle is already complete because they trust you.
Very
then
true.
you just have to have the merchandise, right? And again, the customer service that goes with it.
Now, when it comes to kind of choosing which nonprofits and which community groups, do you get into like which ones will make the most impact with your relationship?
I think we have a team here at Kearns. Our employees are a team, and each person plays a different position, on the court.
Yeah.
And I may love one thing and somebody else may love another, and it's just, they're different spokes in a wheel, and it just kind of naturally goes out into the community, and everybody has different interests and different friends, and we really encourage our employees to either get involved in Rotary or to start bike riding with Silicon Valley business people, doing something in the city with people. You got to branch out like the spokes on a tire, and get into these different groups. That's
a great point. It's pretty huge. Not every business does that. They're really a lot of businesses are kind of they have tunnel vision. It's purely open the door and they hope that people will walk in.
Right. And we don't. And when people are get involved in these different groups, we're not there trying to do business. We want our employees to have fun, make friends, and the rest comes naturally.
Exactly.
So there's
it's the relationship.
Right. Exactly. And I never want someone to feel like they're being sold something. But we do want to remind people what we do. And when they like us and trust us, hopefully they're going to come here and shop. They're going to bring their friends to shop. They're going to give us good Yelp reviews, great word of mouth, and things like that. So we don't want to be high pressure, but we want to be out there and people to remember us.
Yeah. That's all great points. Now, when it comes to your third tip, what would you think that would be?
Marketing. The internet's really popular now. I think we have a mailing list of loyal customers that exceeds 25,000 people.
Gosh.
And still, our direct mail proves to be the most successful piece of marketing that we do. We do postcards 3 or 4 times a year. We do a beautiful, 35-page Christmas holiday catalog.
I've seen that.
We
it's
put
gorgeous.
So I think for our returning loyal clients, there's nothing better than direct mail. I think for the millennials, we've been doing a little more online. We just recently redid our website, and I've had a lot of comments on that. But most of the comments are coming from non-client or not existing new clients, and kind of millennial types.
Yeah, it's a great website. It looks, it scrolls. It's very responsive.
Thank you.
Everything on there.
Thank
the
you.
visuals are. I like the illustration of the storefront.
Well, that's because I took your advice on it. Of course, you're gonna love
it. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's not that hard. It is hard. Everything's hard, but you got to have a great product. You got to have a great price/value, and take care of people.
Can I ask you this? A lot of businesses that have been around for, in your case, 7 decades, there's a lot of businesses that have been around for many years, and they are trying to reach the millennials and the younger generations. Are there any other tips you would put out there to
I think
give towards others?
I think between everything I talked about, getting involved in the millennials groups, even though they're online, a lot of the time they're still at the gym, they still are in food and wine societies and they love food. They're still traveling, they're still getting together for poker night, they're still, volunteering for different charities. That's between that and, of course, social media and print advertising. it just all kind of works hand in hand.
I love that you say that because I'm a big proponent of knowing your target market inside and out and knowing what they do when they're not here shopping with you, what clubs they belong to, what events, festivals, restaurants they go to, just so you can figure out how else to reach them.
Right. And it's just a matter of making a friend. You know, I mean, you're going to do in whatever business you're in, you're going to do your share of clerking, right? But I don't think that is going to be a significant part of most people's business if you're in high-end luxury, right? Making the friend is everything.
It's crucial. Well, excellent, Eric. I appreciate your time, and this has been very valuable to listen to you as you have this experience that spans 7 decades here at Kearns Jewelers.
Thank you.
Just so people can check out your website and things like that, what is your URL?
The website is www.kernjewelers.com, KERNJEWELERS.com.
Excellent.
And just so everybody out there knows, you know, Bryce is one of my oldest friends, and he was going to film me this morning until he saw me, so he decided to put me on this podcast because I was unshaven, but that's okay, I'll forgive you. It was my big break.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it, and this will be available to all our members, so hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.